Today we will be studying about quadrilaterals. First thing we need to know about quadrilaterals, and you'll be using this page in your notes, 83, is that all quadrilaterals have four sides. Alright, so let's go over to the left first. This one on the left hand side is a trapezoid. And the rules of trapezoids are, if you see this little arrow here and arrow here, that's marking that both of these are parallel. So it has one pair of parallel sides. In the center now, there's quite a few marks on this one. This one is referred to as a parallelogram. And you see there's two tick marks here and two tick marks here. That means that these sides have equal measure. There's two arrow marks here and two arrow marks here, meaning they're parallel. Over here, one tick mark and one tick mark, because they have the same measure, and the arrow on each side signifies these are parallel also. So, parallelograms have two pairs of parallel sides and also the opposite sides are congruent. Meaning they have the same measure. And look, congruent symbol. And if you want to know, two bars straight up and down mean parallel symbol. Alright, let's go over to the next one. This is the kite. Now, if you notice on the kite, these two sides here are adjacent to each other and they have the same measure. These two sides here are adjacent to each other from this point and they have the same measure. So for a kite, there are two pairs of adjacent sides that have a congruent measure. Let's move on down to this one, which you're very familiar with. This is the rectangle. And the rectangle is a parallelogram with four right angles. And you see that by the boxes that are in each corner. Alright? Now down to here is the square. And the square has four congruent sides, because they have the same measure, and four right angles. And over here to the rhombus. Now the rhombus is a parallelogram with 4 congruent sides. But you notice that the angles don't have to have 90 degrees. They can, but they don't have to. Moving on, let's look at what an algebraic equation might look like to find an unknown angle in a quadrilateral. So the rule is that the sum of all angles, we'll use that angle symbol, in a quadrilateral add up to 360 degrees. Okay? So if I give you this quadrilateral here, I'll just draw a little sketch, okay? And we're trying to find x degrees for this corner. Let's say this one is 110. Let's say its opposite side over here is 110. And that this corner down here is 70 degrees. So we would write an algebraic equation to solve this. We would say x plus 110 plus 110 plus 70 is equal to 360. So on this one, you don't do the degree symbols inside the algebraic equation. That's just for the final answer. So combine like terms. So I'll rewrite x. I add the 110, and the 70. I get 290. That equals 360. Then I show the work by subtracting 290 from both sides. Cancel these out. Bring down x equals. And 360 minus 290 is 70 degrees. And I just found the other angle of the quadrilateral. Back to kites, let's also point out that the opposites cannot have same measure. So this side could not equal this side, and this side cannot be equal to this side.